Gnjlk in B slot. Seem to be enjoying these slightly tougher randoms. I guess these are definitely the things you need to be working on. It would be nice to get to give you some feedback before you, if you're doing a lot of dives like this, maybe split them up a little bit. Let me have a look at some of them. And then when you do similar, you can then do similar ones with a little bit of feedback. Okay, so stuff working on here is the move into the K. It looks like Marconi doing an excellent job of just being patient now on the grips, picking up both grips together. Felipe and yourself are doing a really good job on the angle here too. I like that. Marconi, nice into the K. Don't get too aggressive forwards. You know, this is fine, and then stay here. Just rotate a fraction in place. Don't need to think about going forward. See how you've just shifted forward, and we're getting that same picture on the G, where Felipe actually has to do a little bit more than is required. For K, if I'm in Felipe's position now, I'm expecting you to pretty much stay still and just bring your upper body a couple of degrees in, and that gives Felipe something to work on. This hip can almost stay there or maybe just move a little bit out, but it's in place. It's no forward move at all like we see there. Felipe, you've got that move again into the N. I'm hoping you picked that because it was something you found challenging and you wanted to keep working on. Got that little backward shift, just talked about it on the previous dive, that little backward shift and then rotate. And if I'm looking at the difference between your A and your B slot stuff, guys, it would be the amount of time you spend on grips, and that comes with a confidence. You're spending a little longer on the grips on the B slot stuff. That's something that you can look at to steadily improve as the confidence builds. Really good K shapes throughout the session. And if you can get that in place feeling, Felipe, to most of those moves, see how you've got pretty good balance here in those turns. See how you're using balance of upper and lower body, center point stays virtually in place. That's nice. And just keep that feeling going of your center point moving. Your center point staying still with your extremities moving around your center point. And then, yeah, the only real fix there, as I said, is that move out into the G. It's a little bit far. And it just creates a bit of a logjam going into the N for Felipe and Manuel. Guys, I haven't mentioned much about the back, Fred and Marconi, because you'll be doing a stellar job, real consistent, especially the Ks, you know, real good improvement from the last time we saw that in B slot. It's like a pretty long session for a dive like this. It's good, get lots of reps on it though. And something that it looks like you're learning more is the quadrant and figuring out the long axis. Manuel has still a little more to learn on that, still charging forwards, but the back three, keeping a real good eye on the long axis. Manuel, I know you're trying to help Felipe, but it's just creating too much of a move for you, and he's also having to reach a little bit too far.